basketball's a game of runs, and the same way like we go on runs, they do as well. They're a great team. So I don't think it's defeating. I think obviously we know what a great shooter she is, and I think we just gave her too many easy ones. Obviously, she has great range, and her ability to get her shot off is really impressive, especially with missing some games. And so obviously on a personal level, I'm really happy to see her back out on the court, healthy, feeling good, because obviously it's important for them, but just for her, I'm happy she's back.
What in the WNBA multiverse is happening right now? Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart just smashed the praise button for Caitlin Clark, and it sounds like the volume is stuck on max. Suddenly, these two superstars went full fan mode, and the entire basketball world is doing a double take like, wait, did we just walk into a secret Caitlin Clark fan club? But hold on, this isn't your typical basketball compliment session. This is next level admiration with a twist, the kind that has fans buzzing, analysts confused, and the WNBA timeline absolutely losing its mind. Buckle up, because this praise train just turned into a storyline nobody saw coming.
Everybody is talking about this crazy moment right here with Breanna Stewart and Caitlin Clark. Just saying, hey, clear the ways. I'm about to cash this thing. All right, so let's take a look at it, man, just in case some of y'all missed the game, man. Caitlin dribbling between the legs, step back. Look at this space. Look at the space, man. Look where she's at. Logo ready. Oh my goodness. Just pulls it. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And then give her a ooh. You thought she was young and made the way she oohing her like that.
Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart might have just pulled off the biggest plot twist in WNBA history. One moment they're lacing up like they're about to hunt down Caitlin Clark with defensive traps and fadeaway jumpers. The next moment, they're fangirling like Caitlin just surprise dropped a Beyoncé album. And we're not talking about a couple of polite compliments either. This was full-blown hype mode, like someone handed them pom-poms and told them to lead the Caitlin Clark fan club. The energy shifted from rivalry to admiration so fast that fans everywhere were left wondering if they just witnessed the most unexpected praise party the WNBA has ever seen.
Message to the team after tonight's game on what you thought they needed to hear, I guess.
I mean, my message to the team was to keep your heads up. I mean, we are now 10 games into the season and we have a long ways to go. But, you know, there was a few games early on where we kind of squeaked out wins. You know, we got away with some things and we ended up with the win. And a loss is an opportunity for everyone to kind of look at themselves in the mirror and really focus and lock in on the things that we need to get better. And this is a long season, so to think that anybody's going to go undefeated throughout the entire thing is like impossible.
But here's the real kicker. It didn't feel fake, not even a little. This wasn't one of those robotic PR-trained post-game lines like, yeah, we respect her talent. No, this felt real. This was two WNBA legends genuinely vibing with the rise of a rookie who's turning the league upside down. Sabrina Ionescu had that spark of admiration in her eyes that basically said, dang, I wouldn't mind throwing a few lobs to her. Meanwhile, Breanna Stewart was out there laughing after Caitlin Clark splashed a three right in her face, like it was open mic night at a comedy club and Caitlin had just delivered the punchline of the year. The whole moment felt less like a rivalry and more like two superstars watching the next big phenomenon unfold in real time. And honestly, that kind of genuine respect, that's what made the whole scene even crazier.
I feel like we should talk about Caitlin Clark versus Ionescu more, because she was a dog coming out of college, and I kind of feel like she got overshadowed by Caitlin Clark coming out of college.
Yeah, Ionescu had 38 minutes, 34 points.
Yeah.
So
see, like I feel like that's the matchup that we should be talking about more.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark.
2 rebounds, 4 assists, though, so not as many rebounds and assists as Caitlin Clark.
Let's talk about that moment. Caitlin Clark pulls up from a spot on the court that honestly should require a permit to shoot from. She launches it, and boom, nothing but net. Now here's where it gets legendary. Instead of storming off or throwing her head back in frustration, Breanna Stewart just grins, like she just lost a friendly bet with the basketball gods. That lighthearted, okay you got me laugh wasn't just classy, it was iconic. It was the kind of sportsmanship so smooth and confident, it looked effortless. The type of moment where competition meets respect, and everyone watching realizes they're seeing something special unfold right there on the court. Honestly, that level of composure was so refined, it probably flosses between games.
Caitlin Clark returns, helps the Fever hand the defending champion Liberty their first loss of the season. Clark was excellent, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, had a couple of blocks. Erica, what stood out to you in her first game back?
For me, what stood out is that she emptied the tank. You know, I was on HQ earlier in the week talking about Paige Becker's, like, oh, you know, maybe she'll kind of, you know, slowly integrate in. We heard pre-game Caitlin Clark talking about that she doesn't believe in minutes restrictions. Both of these rookies today, after missing time, absolutely hit the ground running. Caitlin Clark, as we noted in the highlights, being able to just shoot at a ridiculous clip from distance, electrifying a crowd.
It's hard not to become a fan of people like that. You start by watching them for the skill, the dominance, the way they control a game like chess masters and sneakers. But then they go and show you they're just as elite in character as they are on the court. And suddenly, you're not just watching their games anymore, you're rooting for them to win. Now you're out here acting like you've got Breanna Stewart stock in your fantasy portfolio and Sabrina Ionescu highlights saved on your phone. That's the power of one genuine moment. Humility flips admiration into full-blown fandom. Let's be honest, grace like that is rare in today's hyper-polarized sports world. Most of the time you get trash talk that turns into a TED Talk post-game shade disguised as analysis, or the occasional accidental like on a shady tweet that sends the internet into detective mode. But these two? They just stood there after a heated game and gave props. Real props. No filter, no agenda, just respect where it was earned. And that's the key. This wasn't a polite, nice job rookie, pat on the head for Caitlin Clark. This was acknowledgement from two of the most formidable names in the league. These aren't casual players chasing clout cookies or brownie points. These are titans, veterans who've carved their names into the hardwood with sweat, clutch jumpers, and championship trophies. And in that moment, through their body language, their smiles, and their words, the message was loud and clear. You're the real deal, kid.
On the call of yesterday's Liberty Fever game and joins us now on SportsCenter alongside her dogs in the background. Apparently they want to be in the interview as well. 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists for Caitlin Clark. This is after missing 5 games with a quad. What stood out most about Caitlin's performance yesterday?
What stood out most to me, Amina, was that Caitlin Clark, even being out for those 3 weeks, did something on the basketball court that I've never seen a player do in the WNBA, and that was that stretch that you were just talking about, that 38-second stretch where she came down and hit not just 3 threes, but 3 bomb threes. And she did it in a first quarter where the New York Liberty had an 11-point lead.
Sabrina Ionescu, a player known for clutch moments and ankle-breaking moves, gave that subtle nod that basically said, all right, this one's different. And Breanna Stewart, who's basically a walking trophy cabinet, didn't even need to say a word. Her grin after that deep 3 told the whole story. Because it's one thing to acknowledge a rising star like Caitlin Clark after the game in some polite interview soundbite. But celebrating a moment like that in the middle of the game, with the cameras rolling and the scoreboard still ticking? That hits differently. Think about how powerful that is. It's like LeBron James pulling Ja Morant aside and saying, "You've got next." It doesn't take anything away from the veterans. If anything, it elevates the entire game. It tells fans, we see her. We respect her. And the league is better because she's here. And honestly, if you weren't already a fan of Sabrina and Stewart before that moment, there's a good chance you were Googling their jersey numbers about 5 seconds after the buzzer. Because it wasn't just about how they played, it was about how they carried themselves. That's what sticks with people. That's what turns casual viewers into diehard supporters. That's what transforms a highlight into something bigger, something closer to legacy. You rarely see that in elite sports. Most of the time, rivalries are fueled by media hype, petty quotes, and social media drama. But this was pure basketball respect. The kind of sportsmanship you show your little cousin after they beat you in Mario Kart, except this happened on a professional court, under blazing arena lights with millions watching.